Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of the Physically Based Shading course. We're back, 3 years and many teapots of tea later, with as packed a schedule as ever. More on that in a moment. But first, here's a link to the course website, where you'll be able to download all of the presentations as well as supplemental material. I'll pause so you can jot this URL down, but it will also appear on the following slides. Now onto the schedule. First of all, please note that all of these times are approximate, although physically accurate to within a few minutes. To start us off, Natalie Hoffman will be giving a deep dive into the Fresnel term, including its history, the evolution of various approximations, and what accurate means in the context of RGB rendering. He will also be challenging some conventional wisdom on the subject, including myths surrounding the Schlick model. Next, on the same topic, Laurent Belcourt will present a framework for faithfully reproducing Fresnel curves in the context of real-time rendering, where pre-integration is important. He will also show how to overcome one of the major issues with Lagrangian parameterization, its nonlinear behavior, as highlighted earlier by Natty. Switching gears, Jonathan Stone and Nicholas Harrison will discuss the recent development of a standard set of physically based shading nodes within Material X. Through this, complex production shading models can be fully expressed in graph form, independent of a specific application or renderer, opening the door to more faithful look interchange between packages. On a related subject, Lee Curley will follow with a presentation on the practicalities of material authoring in production, and how to balance the requirements of physically based rendering with the creative needs of artists. He will also discuss the intricacies of material blending and the solutions in use at ImageWorks that better preserve artistic intent than naive methods. Since this is a timed session, at this point we'll take a short break so you'll get the chance to move around before we continue with part 2. After the break, Sébastien Hilaire will present significant advances in the state-of-the-art for real-time rendering of atmospheres, with a solution recently published at EGSR that scales all the way from high-end PCs down to mobile devices. Going beyond this, a large part of his talk will focus on recent improvements to cloud rendering, with impressive results. Following on in the realm of real-time rendering, Jasmine Patry will cover physically based shading research carried out during the development of Sucker Punch's latest title, Ghost of Tsushima, in the areas of anisotropy, fuzz, and skin shading. Be sure to also download Jasmine's presentation for bonus slides covering their unique approach to detail maps. Last but not least, Rob Piquet, Igor Scalaire, and Will Earle will take us on a time-traveling journey that spans 20 years of shading at MPC, all the way from the pre-physically based rendering days of yore to their advanced first shading solution for The Lion King, as well as a look out into the future. If you're tuning in live, once this session ends, you'll be welcome to join us for a Q&A session in another stream. Now, without further ado, I will turn over to Natty.